Hey everyone, welcome to class today, and we have a back strengthening class with a little bit of back bending, which is also known as extension. As we get older, extension is one of the spine movements that we lose the most of. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. You may need a block or a cushion just for the forehead for one of the movements, especially if you've got big boobs. I don't have, so I don't really need it, but you might need a block for that. So let's get started. I'm actually going to put that on that side. So what we're going to be doing first is just moving the spine. Then we're going to come into just some focused back bending, and then we're going to come into some strength work with that. So let's start on all fours. So have your hips, knees directly under your hips, and just have a little wiggle from side to side. Oh, I love a few clicks here and there. So your hands can either be directly under the shoulders. You can have them slightly turned out like I do. You can come up onto the knuckles as well. So just pick which one feels best on your wrists. Good. So come back to the center, and we're going to go into child pose. Now, if child pose is not 100% suitable for you, you can come into what's called puppy pose, or you can be in like a middle between a puppy and a child pose, so you can have your bum a little higher. Okay? And then for the rest of us, we come into child pose. So just hold it there. Take a nice deep breath into the body. And as you exhale, just think of trying to stretch your arms a little further forward. And at the end of your breath out, curl the tailbone down towards your heels. So breathe in. Have a nice big stretch as you exhale. And then curl the tailbone down. Good. Now from here, we're going to push to all fours. And what I like to do is take the hands a little bit more forward. I also like to have my fingers a little bit turned out. Now, as you move your shoulders above the wrists, I want you to squeeze your tissue as hard as you can as you drop your hips down and push the floor away from you and pull those shoulders back. So we don't want to be hanging in that position. You want a lot of integrity in the movement. So tummy is pulled in, bum is squeezing, and you're pushing the floor away. Now, on your next breath out, hug your tummy and send your belly backwards, back to child pose. So we're just warming up here. So nice big breath in. Reach the arms forward, tailbone down. Breathe in as you come up. I like to slide those hands forward. And then as you exhale, squeeze your tissue hard, 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 hard as you send your hips down. Check if your shoulders are right around your ears, and can you push the floor away from you, and imagine you're trying to get your shoulder blades to touch, and then pull the tummy in as you send it back to the hips. And then we're just going to flow with this. But the most important part is that you are not hanging in your lower back, so you've got nothing going on there. Make sure that you're squeezing your bum. Your bum supports your spine. And even as you come out of it, pull that belly back. Let the core help you. Let's just do a few more. So breathe in, have a nice big stretch. Inhale, come up. Squeeze your bum, lift your heart, push the floor away. As you exhale, hug your tummy back towards your heels. Big stretch again. Inhale, come up. Squeeze your bum, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Lift your heart, push the floor away, shoulder blades down the back. On the next exhale, hug your tummy back towards your heels. So hopefully you're feeling a little warmer. And now we're going to come into front lying. So this is where you have the option of having a block underneath your forehead. And what that does is it just helps your neck to be in a straight line. So especially if you have got big boobies, then it might be that your head is hanging down, and also you'll suffocate yourself. So a block is just going to help to give you some space to breathe, but also keep your neck in a straight line. So I'm actually going to use a block, not because I've got big boobs, but my microphone is there just so that we don't get muffled. So we're going to come into a movement called the swan, and it's a variation of the swan. So with the arms, the lower your arms, the higher up you're going to come. The further forward your arms, the lower. So I would say start with your arms forward. This is not a competition about who's got the most, who can go the highest. You need to listen to your spine. So I like to start low and then maybe work a little higher. And your legs, I'll give you the option. Having your legs closer together will reduce how much you can come up, but it's going to stretch off the front of your body a lot more. So if you find your job is a lot of sitting and stuff, this is an excellent one for you. Otherwise, you can have your legs in a turnout, so your knees and your toes are pointing outwards, and have them wide, and that will give your hips a little bit of space to work more on the spine mobility. Okay, so they're not wrong, they're just different. So bring yourself into whichever position. So forehead is down, arms are slightly forward, and legs in whichever position you want to have them in. Now draw your tummy away from the mat. Send your pubic bone into the floor. And for the first part, I just want you to lift your head, keep looking down, and see if you can lift your nip-nips off the floor. Pull those shoulder blades down the back, and we're not putting any weight into the hands just yet. So this is all happening with your own back strength. And then release down. So remember, if you've got big boobies, your boobies might not even be coming off of the floor. That's fine. Boobs weigh a lot. Sometimes we forget that, you've got a few kilograms on the front of your chest there. So belly button pulls in. Send your pubic bone into the mat and engage your legs. So get your quads working, your calves, and reach your toes to the wall behind you. Float the head up without pushing into the hands. Keep your gaze slightly down so that the back of your neck is long. So if you're looking up, you scrunch in the back of your neck. Okay, so drop the chin and then bring it down. Good. Once you come down, just give your hips a little wiggle. Just helps you release those muscles. So belly button pulls in, pubic bone down, reach your legs away. Start to lift your chest and your head as much as you can. Gaze to the floor. Now, from here, we're going to slowly push into the hands. What you are noticing in your elbows are your elbows going outwards, and you'll see what happens to the shoulders around the ears when you come into that position. So what I want you to try and do is bring your elbows as though you're trying to get your elbows to touch each other near the mat, and that will help your shoulders to stay down. And then reverse the movement. So coming back down, find the point where your back kicks in, head down, and then relax. So this is not about coming up into that position. Okay, so belly button on the floor is as much extension as everybody needs. So try not to let the ego get in the way there. So let's do a few more. So belly button pulls in, pubic bone down, engage your legs. Lifting the chest and the head as much as you can without using your hands. Now, as you start to push into your hands, think of your elbows coming in towards the center so that your shoulders stay going down your back. Holding it there, make sure your pubic bone's still going down so that your pubic bone's not lifting, and keep the tummy pulled in. Reverse in the movement, find the point where your back can take the weight. So your hands are light, and then bring it back down. Once you come down, completely release. So breathe in, belly button pulls in, pubic bone, reach the legs away, floating the head up, then pushing into the arms. Relax your shoulders down the back, make sure the legs are still working. And then release in the movement. And all the way down, last one. Belly button, pubic bone, legs. Lifting chest and head, gently pushing into the floor. Shoulder blades are going down the back. Now I want you to hold this position. Focus on your bum cheeks, and can you start to lift your legs a little higher? But notice if you've just dropped down a little bit. So you're trying to stay high and lift the legs. And then release the legs, lower your body down and relax. So just pop your hands under your shoulders. So either coming into cat-cows or a child pose. Really listen to what, be intuitive, listen to your own body. You can lie on your back and give your knees a hug as well, whatever feels nice for you. And we're just going to do one more strong exercise now. This, I would say, is one of the best exercises of the classical routine of Joseph Pilates, especially because of our kind of lifestyle now where we sit a lot and stuff. So just while you're having a stretch, caution with the shoulders with this particular exercise. If you can't hold your hands behind you, then just have your hands next to the body. It really doesn't matter if you can't reach your hands, okay? Because our shoulders are very delicate. They're not super stable. Right, so this time let's have the legs together. Your forehead is going to be on the block or the floor. And your hands are going to be in the small of your back, and just relax your elbows down. Okay, so some people's elbows will be up there, some people's will be on the floor. Now pull the belly button in, send your pubic bone into the floor, and all I want you to do is just float the legs up. Okay, now bring your heels to your bums and hold it there. Take another breath in. As you exhale, lift your chest. Now you're going to straighten the legs, keep the knees off the floor, take your hands over your bum and roll your shoulder blades together. Okay, so now at this point, if your elbows are like that, keep your hands unlocked. And then the head comes down, legs come in, hands come back to your small of your back. So you could have the hands just on the bum cheeks. Okay? Like I said, be very mindful with the shoulders. They're not very stable joints, so you can injure them or pull muscles and stuff. So that's not the intention. So belly button pulls in, pubic bone down, lift your knees. So that's quite hard anyway, just doing that position. Take another breath. Now as you exhale, reach your legs away, lift your chest, send your hands over your bum. So everything in the posterior chain, the back of your body is being squeezed. And then head comes down, arms come back in, legs come back in. So let's do a couple more. Whew, I'm getting a little bit hot. So belly button, pubic bone, knees come off, take another breath. And then as you exhale, reaching everything away, squeeze and trying to lift the legs. And then bring it all back in again. Last one. Belly button, pubic bone, knees come off, taking another breath. And then exhale. And then slowly bringing it back in again. Relax your hands down, relax your legs, and just give your hips a little wiggle. So a very strong move. Like I said, don't know if that's a hot flush or because I'm working hard. Bring your hands under your shoulders, and again, cat-cow or a child pose, or roll onto your back, give your knees a hug, and then come into a seated position. So like I said, excellent, especially that last one, excellent exercise for building strength in the posterior chain. So as we get older and we get round, the muscles in the back, they get weak and they kind of just don't want to work anymore. So that really helps to strengthen the upper back, to help your posture stay nice and tall, to help your shoulders stay back. So it really is a hard but good exercise. So thank you for joining me, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care, guys.